it's just really really messed up. So in terms of Hollywood like concealing things and stuff, like 110%. There's so much shit that I mean maybe hopefully in my lifetime it'll get exposed because it should be. It's disgusting and it's really really inhumane. So in the term and scenario of this case, um, I love a good conspiracy. Oh man, I am all about conspiracy. So when you have someone who is trying to shed light on a scenario, and then all of a sudden he's been let go from the project that he's working on, I mean, you might as well just paint the bullseye on your forehead. Like you guys look totally at fault for doing something
Yeah.
like that. Like again, you could be. Tr- you could try to just hide up because you don't want like bad press or bad publicity for your movie you're working on. Sure, again,
But they're getting that
they're
now.
getting that now. And again, like
Yeah.
Disney did that with what's his pickle
James Gunn
James Gunn, of course,
over the tweets.
different
Yeah.
over the tweets, yeah, and again, different scenario to some degree, but they were just trying to protect themselves, and so they got rid of him. And of course, they brought him back. I doubt that Warner Brothers is gonna bring his last it was Ray Fisher is his full name.
Barry Fisher. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I doubt they're gonna bring him back any future time soon. So yeah, he's doing the right thing. He's left the project again by their own will. They removed him from the project, so he's doing the right thing.
Yeah.
He's pursuing this, and I think that's what he needs to do because this needs to be brought out. This needs to be dealt with because it's wrong. It's clearly much more deeper. The fact that though that people are saying they're boycotting it because of this, honestly, I was feeling uneasy way before. Well, no, it was because this actually stems for a while ago since they started talking about this. But like
Mhm.
I wasn't fully aware of it. The thing that really turned me off about the Flash was seeing Ezra Miller like recorded like beating people up and stuff like that. Like,
Okay. Okay. First of all, it was him choking one woman,
okay,
which
yeah,
is like, yeah,
that's really
yeah.
bad.
Yes, it's not great either. It's not great, but like the
Kirkland doesn't
thing
even
is,
know about this.
no,
Oh my
Yeah, I
god.
haven't heard about this
this is
either.
I love when we talk about the podcast network people and they because they're just like following us daily, and then when I talk about Geek, like, man, we were the most like window shoppers. Like, we're just here for the fun and good times. And like, so there was a video that came out of. It looked like he was maybe drunk at a bar or something like that, like outside a
Nice.
bar. And some people have said that we don't know because no one's ever made a statement about it. This woman's never made a statement about it. Ezra's never. Just this video came out of him like choking a woman, but like she gets pushed down or something like that. Taylor, if you're moving your fingers, please do not pull that up on the YouTube because that would get that video
No,
taken.
I'm not
Okay.
gonna do such a thing.
Okay, but no, but there was, but people, we don't know if it was this fan getting in his face. He was clearly intoxicated. I'm not. That was a different conversation.
You don't like
I'm not a fan of that.
Fantastic Beasts? I'm
What?
sorry. I'm sorry. I was just making a bad joke.
But like I really want an answer for that too. I've been saying that since DC Fandom that like I wish they would address this because I still feel like if there's a video of me that came out tomorrow of me pushing a woman to the ground with my hands wrapped around her throat, if it was not what it seemed to be, I would be talking about it immediately. I would not. I would
Immediately, immediately.
immediately. Yes, like I would be like I like. I would have a statement out like, no, this is not what it seems. So I don't know, and that's where the flat, but like because like I guess the boycott thing is just especially because for Taylor, I think the people that are doing the boycott are the people that there's people that love DC but are the hardcore like
Oh,
DCU
yeah.
Snyder fans. But like because this is their Cyborg, right? And it's very interesting though because the Snyder Cut comes out next month or in 2 months from now, and that means promotion's gonna start coming. And Ray Fisher's all over that because he's as Zack Snyder said he's the heart of that film. So it is interesting to like what pickle they if they get themselves in a pickle because like you guys didn't know about this. Our parents aren't going to know about this. The mainstream media is not going to know about this at all. They might hear about it a little bit, but I guess it's the only way I could see him coming back is if there is a shift in power, like somehow that president goes in between now and the Flash filming, and maybe there's some changes happening. But Jessica, there's been a lot thrown at you there. Do you have any takes as far as what's been going on with this stuff?
So I just want to ask 1st,
Mhm.
and I mean, obviously this is probably going to go to Travis because I think you'd be the only one that would know. Has there been any big things of, obviously there was previous movies, but has there been anything about racial misconduct within Disney and their filming of, like Black Panther or something like that? that has
th-
come to light and how they've handled it?
Nothing too huge. I remember Anthony Mackie talking about, who's Falcon, new Captain America, said that he still wished he had seen a lot more black cast members on set. He said, and he even said this in the public, said that like with Black Panther, there's a bunch of black actors, cast members, but he's like, I felt like they just did that because that was a black movie. I want to see more people that I can recognize around because I just feel like it's very white. And then people have also brought up this like Pixar thing where it even happened with Soul. I think Soul a little less, but if you look at their past, all like they have these black characters, but then like 10 minutes in the movie they get changed into something else and they're never black. Princess and the Frog, Soul. There's another one too that has been brought up as far as like it's kind of like, oh yeah, we have this black character, but then right away it's not. It's like it's a frog. It's something else. So, but I don't think anything as far as this, but there's could be hush hush things, but nothing as far as in the public, as far as I think more the mainstream, like the Star Wars Disney side. Even though John Boyega had hinted that he had talked about publicly that we don't know exactly his issues, but he had felt a little ousted in the Star Wars trilogy. So it has been talked about at Disney, like here and there, and sometimes. So it has. I think it's probably more of a universal Hollywood thing as well, unfortunately.
Right. So yeah, so nothing quite as big as this.
No.
So I think that, I mean, yeah, so just kind of to compare it as to what you're saying, I mean, I watched Mulan with my family, and I, mentioned my mom about how a lot of people boycotted this because of Mulan. And she had no idea what that was I was talking about at all. So once again, it's going to be the same thing. If people are boycotting this movie, our parents or whoever, they're not going to know why. If we were talking and you came up to me and you're like, hey, so what about that Ray Fisher thing? I'd be like, I don't know who that is. I'm sorry. Not that I'm the best with actor names, but still. I think that it's a hard place because they are early enough that they haven't necessarily done a ton with them. It's not like, they're 6 or 7 movies in and he's this huge face and this huge name, like if someone were to say there was problems with Chris Evans, everyone's going to know who that is. Whereas, like I said, Ray Fisher is not really as known, but I do think that they're in a hard spot as in if all of a sudden he is replaced 1-2 movies in, then people are going to Google, okay, well, why did this person change?
Yeah.
And that's going to bring it to light even more, as opposed to them trying to sweep it under the rug, which is what I'm sure they would prefer to do.
Yeah, and that's why as of right now, it's just that Cyborg's been written out, because I agree with you. I don't think they'll recast at all, because I think that creates even more of a PR nightmare. I think they'll just avoid the character and go, oh, we'll find a way to get him out of the script, because, yeah, you're exactly right, because people go, oh, why did he leave? And then they don't want that, which is unfortunate, but...
I mean, especially at the time right now with, the Black Lives Matter, and there's a lot of racial equality movements going on, you would think that if someone's trying to bring to light that there is these problems going on, that it would, especially right now, carry a lot more weight than even 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah. Kirklin, you have to solve all this in your statement.
I'm excited. Jumping in with my extremely limited knowledge.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm still unclear exactly what happened. Especially, I mean, it's tough to give my fully confident feelings on it if I don't know like all of the factors to play here. Obviously, anytime there's
the reason we hadn't talked about, because like we talked about when he did that initial statement, that's been going on since June or July. But the reason we're talking about now is how we haven't talked about every week is because this is actually like impacted the movies as far as, okay, he was going to be in Flash, but now he's not. So that's why we haven't made it like a weekly or double weekly thing as far as talking, because it was like, well, I don't know where this is going. That's why check out DC Alliance on the podcast network. They talked about every week because they're DC focused. But with this now, it's like, well, now he's officially he's not coming back for Flash, or I'd say Cyborg, in the foreseeable future, because like I said, when he says I'm not going to do production with this guy as president, and then the week after he says that, they give him a contract for 2 years longer, this president's like, well, it seems like now every DC thing going forward in the future is going to be with this guy. So it's kind of a rock and hard place situation, and then they part ways with him. So that's why it's you find a little bit like later on, but now it's like something that's actually affecting the movies.
No, 100%, and I think it'd be pretty crazy, honestly, if like something did come to light and it would be a serious like high executive change around where like say this guy gets fired or something, and then this Sorry, what's the actor's name?
Ray Fisher.
Ray Fisher.
Chris.
Chris
I
Evans.
I opened up the YouTube and all I saw was Chris Evans, so my mind just went there. But
Yeah, he's looking a little pixely there, Taylor. Chris Evans. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
lie.
Which Chris Evans?
The Chris Evans that was by our social media links.
What do you mean it looks pixelated? No, he doesn't.
Kirklin, does he look pixely on your screen?
No, not too bad. No.
Just Travis's internet.
Yeah, this is my internet then. Awesome. Continue.
Yeah, so I think that would be honestly like crazy if Ray Fisher came back because there was like a huge shakeup. Unfortunately, I don't think that'll happen. Again, it's tough for me to say too because I just don't know. I'm really not too informed on this. But yeah, it's definitely a dicey situation going on. It's definitely not the first time, and unfortunately, probably won't be the last time that we hear about stuff like this going on in Hollywood, on production sets and stuff like that. But yeah,
Do you think Feige's opening up his checkbook? Get Ray Fisher on the MCU train?
I don't think he's opened up his checkbook, but it's difficult because that's the bad thing of Hollywood, that he's spoken out so much that some people will look at him as hard to work with, or they'll worry about working with him.
I don't
But
think
it's like-
so, because that's the same as like Nolan. Nolan's voicing how like his opinion, and people are gonna look at him as hard to work with. They're gonna
Not
wanna
about
work with him.
race issues. Not about
Well-
race issues.
No, but
and
he's
Nolan's
attacking the
also-
company, right? That's even
Okay,
worse.
No, but
also
what's a Bottega or whatever his from?
John Boyega.
Yeah, I mean he voiced out a whole shit ton during the BLM movement
Mhm.
there, and Disney still stood behind him.
It is a case, but when you bring up Nolan, there's three things. One, he's white, so he always gets the benefit of the doubt. Two, he is Christopher Nolan. Like Jessica said, many people don't know who Ray Fisher is. People know, I think a lot more people know who Christopher Nolan is than Ray Fisher, as someone that made the Dark Knight trilogy, Inception, like these classic films that are big,
Tenet.
right? Yeah, Tenet. And then two is like three is like it's against Warner Brothers, but it is like in a business sense of like, hey, I want movies to be in theater, not hey, I was racially mistreated, and like I've tweeted about it and launched investigations and stuff like that. He just wrote a letter to Wall Street Journal being like, I think movies should be in the theaters, and that's all it is. So I don't think right away, and I don't think Ray Fisher's a talented guy. I remember we're gonna do Just League commentary track for Patreon coming up, and I remember the first Just League. I really liked him in that. I'm excited to see him in the actual Snyder cut, but I don't know if he's that big. Again, he's still in. It's not like a James Gunn either. I think he still inherits some of that drama, but that's unfortunate because that shouldn't necessarily be drama if Ray Fisher is telling the truth, which I do believe in, everything like that. So it's just like. It's unfortunate, but that's like you said, Hollywood, and sometimes even the great Kevin Feige might be like, I don't know if I want to have anything to do with that drama.
even if he wants to, he might get pushback from board members or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, well, we'll see. Hopefully, there's some changes in the future, but yeah,
I could see it being a good move for Disney if they pull him in and he starts tweeting out this is how a company should treat people, or it's a fine line.
Disney merch.
he's
It's
Just
a-
repping.
yeah, he's macking on Disney. All right. Anything else, movie or TV wise, to throw out?